So it's looking like Golden Boy and Oscar De La Hoya have a next opponent in mind for Vergil Ortiz. As we know, Vergil Ortiz, he's been settled in at 154 pounds. He's 4 fights in at the division. His first fight was Frederick Lawson. That was a knockout he got. The second was Thomas Delorme, knockout. And then the last 2 were decision wins. Sergey Boychuk and Israel Madrimov. Okay, so he's a mixed bag with his wins now at 154. When he was getting all straight knockouts at welterweight. The guys up here are bigger, stronger, hit harder, and you can even argue a lot of these guys at this weight class are more skilled. All right, Madrimov and Boychuk, we know they're good high pedigree fighters, so they was gonna give Vergil some problems. Even got dropped against Sergey Boychuk in that fight. All right, so he stepped up at 154 with that Boychuk fight. So Oscar De La Hoya is pushing a new boxer, a new suggestion for Vergil Ortiz to fight. And guess who the person is? No other than Errol Spence Jr. Yeah, so all the guys at 154, mind you, Vergil Ortiz hasn't really done anything at the division at all. He hasn't. He hasn't done anything yet. So there's champions. You know, you have what happened to Bakra Murtazalia. Where's that fight? All right. We got Jaron Ennis just entered the division. Okay. We got Sebastian Fundora. What's going on with that bout? What happened with that? So Errol Spence, a person that's been out of the ring for 2 years exactly, a little over 2 years now. 2 years and 2 days? They're looking to put him in the ring with Vergil Ortiz. Listen, you know what that tells me? That tells me that Oscar De La Hoya, he doesn't have confidence in Vergil Ortiz, man. That's what that tells me. Now I'm not too sure. I mean, I always said that Boots would smoke Vergil. Recently, people have been really looking at Boots a little sideways because of the Vergil. They believe that he is avoiding Vergil. I don't think so. I was also watching YSM Sports Media video. Shout out to YSM and all of them over there. He said, personally, he spoke with Boots, man. He's saying, personally, and he put that on everything. He said, Boots can't wait to get his hands on Vergil Ortiz. Yeah, that might be the case. We'll have to find out and see if that's the case. But I'm pretty certain that Oscar's looking around in the division like, yeah, them dudes just killers. I ain't putting him in there with Vergil. I'm putting Vergil in there with him. Even Erickson Lubin will probably give Vergil some issues. Shit, Charlo comes back, he gonna give Vergil some work. Vergil is a one-dimensional fighter with power, man. That's all he is, dude. He tried to box a little bit against Boychuk, like towards the end of the fight. But that's, he looked a little uncomfortable doing that, because that's out of his norm. But, Errol Spence, man. Why didn't he fight Errol when Errol was hot at welterweight? Why didn't Oscar and them put Vergil in there with Errol Spence then when they both was at welterweight? When Errol Spence was knocking everything down, when he was knocking shit down before Bud, why didn't he put him in there with him? So that looks kind of cheesy to me, man. It's like, all right, you wait for Errol Spence to get washed up and to be rusty out the ring 2 years, and now you wanna fight Errol Spence at 154. Why didn't you fight him then? You were worried. Why didn't you fight Boots at welterweight? Oh man, he was sick, man. Vergil had issues at welterweight before he got sick. All right, remember there was a time he was knocking shit down at welterweight. He wasn't sick then, was he? All right, so this is a cherry pick, and he probably end up beating Errol at this point. But I'll be honest with you, man. If like Errol was out even only for like 1 year, I still would take Errol Spence over Vergil Ortiz. Now, the fight should be easily predictable, man, at this point. Errol not, fighting, been a little busy or active in the boxing ring. But that's a clear cherry, and it's an indicator that Oscar De La Hoya, he don't have faith in Vergil Ortiz's skill set. If he did, Vergil will be fighting for Fundora right now. He will be fighting Boots. He will be fighting Bakram Murtazaliev. What happened to that? Shit, I think they was even a little wary of Tszyu because they were supposed to fight at one time. And I think that was a little shaky how that ended up not taking place. But this is clearly, if you guys don't already see it, man, that should tell you everything you need to know about Vergil Ortiz. They just don't have his own camp. They just don't have the faith in him, man. And I think Bohachuk already exposed him, but like I said, we gonna see. We gonna see if he gets in the ring with a live dog. I got speed, power, and all that other shit like that. Like let's say if Bud would smoke that boy. You know what I mean? But Errol Spence, beating up on Errol Spence right now will get no points from me on Vergil Ortiz because he had the chance to fight a better version of Errol. Never did it. I want to see him in there with his direct peers, Jaron Ennis. I want to see him in there with the heavy hitters that already been settled at the division. His peers are Boots, Fundora, some of the older guys there that have been settled in at the division, Charlo, Erickson Lubin, Bakram Murtazaliev was champion. I want to see him fight a champion too as well. There's some fights for him, but why aren't they putting him in there with the best? Why go after Errol Spence? And then I wonder what Errol Spence is saying. Will Errol take this fight? Let me know what you think about this, man. This is ridiculous. But this is Rebel Life Boxing. I'll catch y'all on the next one. And I'm off this.